Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, the Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head women's basketball coach Holli Howard-Carpenter. Holli, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's sunny outside.
Exactly. It's a nice day outside. It's one of those that it's nice to be indoors because you're going to be warm, but on days like this, you'd like to take them to the outdoor court.
Yep, we might do that today.
Well, talk a little bit about last week. You guys played against Simon Fraser. Big victory there, held them to their lowest point total of the season, and then came back against Western Washington. Didn't rebound quite as well scoring-wise, but not a bad weekend all in all.
Yeah, the Simon Fraser game, we got off to a really good start with our defense. Anytime we can take the pressure off of our offense, scoring is always good. Holding them to 15 points in the first half was the key really to that victory. And then also anytime we have 3 or 4 in double digits, that's always good. I think that's the best percentage we've shot all season. So to have a little bit of pressure off our offense, we didn't have to force shots. We had good looks at the basket and we stepped up and knocked them down.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the highlights from that game. And you talk about your best shooting performance of the year. That's actually the best shooting performance during your coaching career here, even in a short time. But break down the game a little bit as we're watching these highlights. And you jumped out to a quick start in the beginning, and even though Aaron Chambers, the GNAC's leading scorer, did score 19, their bench had 2 points all night.
Yeah, we are definitely a little bit deeper than a lot of the teams that we play, and that was a key to be able to share the basketball. I think we had 18 assists. That's our high on the season, and just really shared the ball well, and that got the momentum going. And
then you see there Elise Miller with the bank three-pointer.
Had to laugh about that one.
Yeah, you never know if the bank's open, but you'll take it and at least knock it down the second one there. And
yeah, she's been shooting really well lately. The last last month, shooting well from the three-point. Sammy stepped up big in that game, defensively and offensively, rebounding-wise. Jasmine Miller was a huge spark off the bench. She came in and had 10 points and 6 boards in 26 minutes and only 1 turnover. So it's key to have our freshmen stepping up right now.
And you talk about turnovers, and you guys, Simon Fraser, your defense forced them into 13 in the first half, and then they played a little bit better and only had 5 in the second half. Yeah. But like you say, defense usually turns into offense, and that's really what it looked like, especially like you say at halftime. Going in with a 33-15 lead is always nice.
Yeah, and the fact that we sustained that lead throughout the whole game and didn't give it right back.
And then, unfortunately, we got to flip the page a little bit and look at the Western Washington game. As we said, came away on the other end of it. A tough 81-48 loss, but, Western just looked tough.
They are a very tough matchup, whether we're zone or man. They've got good shooters. They've got a good inside presence. Definitely a tough matchup for us. We didn't really have an answer, and they got their momentum going. It was kind of running into a buzzsaw. So, unfortunately, we just couldn't get it, under 20 towards the end, and we just kind of went back to old habits. We didn't share the basketball and put a lot of pressure on our defense to get stops.
And then I know for them, they looked like they had a pretty tough zone defense to break.
Yeah, we didn't see the gaps very well. Their zone did bother us, and we just pass faking, just doing little things that we didn't do. So we're working on that. I would imagine we'll see some more zone the rest of the season.
Yeah, and let's flip the page a little bit. Let's look ahead this week. You guys are on the road for the final time this year. You guys are going to go to Montana State Billings on Thursday and then up to SPU on Saturday. You guys are out for revenge against the Yellow Jackets. They took you here just about a month ago in the Root Sports game of the week. Beat you by a point at the buzzer, and then you guys are going to go up, and I think SPU is going to have a little bit of revenge factor on their mind.
Yeah, this is an important weekend for us. We're on the road. We've got 2 opponents, one we lost by 2 and one we beat, and so definitely think that they remember that from the last time. And I really like our matchup against Billings. I feel like offensively we're hard to match up for them, so I imagine seeing some zone, but we're working on a lot of that this week, getting lots of shots up. And we just have to be tough, and it's their pink night, and then SPU, it's their senior night. So definitely 2 games that we have to have 40 minutes of focus and just heart. In this position last year, we weren't in any position to make the tournament. we are this year after all the games that we dropped that we shouldn't have. So kind of like a second chance, but we have to take care of business.
And talk a little bit about that tournament. I know right now you guys are on the outside looking in, hoping to at least move up to that potentially 6th spot with this week, and then you've got home games next week. But, talk about kind of the conference as a whole from top to bottom. I don't know if you heard, but it came out earlier today. Alaska Anchorage is now the #1 ranked team in the country. They jumped up from their #2 position, and then SPU is also ranked in that top 25. What do you see as kind of an overall view of the conference right now with every night, no matter if they're ranked or not,
Right.
it's a tough game.
It is a tough game, and anybody, because of the travel in our conference is so tough, anybody can beat anybody on any given night. Anchorage definitely far superior. The athleticism, they're well deserving of that ranking. But 1 through 6 are tough, and then the bottom through the 5 spot can battle. And so I think it makes it kind of fun at this time of the year. Everybody's playing for something, and so you have that more intense, the games that mean more. So I think it's fun, and I think that it's good for our younger players to have a shot early and be able to play for that.
And I know we'll talk about this next week, but let's look a little bit towards the end of the year. You've got 2 quality opponents coming in the last weekend of the year, last week of the year. You'll have Central Washington a week from Thursday on the 26th inside New PE at 7. And then 2 nights later, your senior night will be against NNU, and that'll be actually a 5:15 game rather than 7 o'clock as posted on there. But, let's flip the calendar up to this Northwest Nazarene game. Senior night, you've got 3 players that are technically academically seniors, one that's eligibility-wise a senior as well, but the other 2 have decided already not to come back next year. And, what have Dana Gallarde, Angie Titus, and Elise Miller meant to the team this year?
Leadership, definitely leadership. They come in, they give it 110% every day. They're a good voice, positive voice for their teammates, and we're definitely going to miss them. It's with these 2 games coming up. It's weird. We played them the first games of the season, and so we haven't seen them for months. They're a completely different team when we played the last time, or since we played the last time. As are we. So it'll be interesting to see those matchups. Nazarene's playing better. They actually got Billings over there, and Central has been strong all year. And so I'm looking forward to those games and really just being able to honor our seniors and put them out on a high note.
Well, Coach, we wish you guys good luck this week. Fans, just a reminder, the Wolves are in action on the road this week when they head over to Billings on Thursday and then up to SPU in Seattle on Saturday. So be sure to tune into woowolves.com for live stats, live video, and the latest results on the women's basketball team. Coach, once again, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next week on Wolves Weekly, and as always, go Wolves.